Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today we're going to go over how to make a hot mess canvas. These are really popular right now and they're actually really easy. You just need a few items and some patience. Okay, the method that I'm going to show you today is using spray paint. So I just want to go over a little bit of what you're going to need to get this done. So first of all, you need your canvas. When you start, this is just going to be a blank white canvas. Then you're going to need your spray paint. Whatever colors that you choose. For this one, I used red and blue for my base. And you can use any kind of spray paint that you want, but I did find that when we're doing these, the overall project works a little better if you have a gloss spray paint. So whatever colors you want, use 2 or more. You can use as many as you want. It's usually better to use 2 or more though for a hot mess canvas. And then when you're done with your spray painting and you've got your stencil on and you take it all off, you're going to need to put the white coat back on top so that it actually looks like a canvas. And that is where your white spray paint is going to come in. For the white, you want it to be a flat spray paint so that it looks very similar to the canvas. And I actually use a flat white primer. I like the way that it looks. I like the way that it actually feels like a canvas. It just works better for me overall. All right, I'm going to take this outside and we're going to get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want is to spray your base coat. I'm going to use 2 different colors. I'm going to use red and blue. And you really can't mess this up. It's spray paint and it's a hot mess canvas, so there's really no messing it up. You want to get a little distance from your canvas and just start spraying it on. Then I'm going to come in with the blue. Back to the red. And blue. Make sure you get all the sides of your canvas. If you're going to use it as a regular canvas and not a reverse canvas, you're going to want all your sides done. So I'm coming back red and blue for my sides. Okay, I'm going to redo the top a little red. I always like to go 2 coats. 1 coat doesn't really cut it on these canvases. The 2 coats usually gets it done. Okay. I'm going to do a little more red because the blue is kind of taking over at this point. There we go. Now I'm going to get my other side here. Red, blue, red, and I'll do the top. Okay, then we let that dry. Okay, so here's the canvas after it's all painted. You want to make sure you let it dry for 24 hours. That's just a standard. I mean, test it if it's ready earlier, go ahead. But just for a standard 24 hours, you can see this is totally dry. And I painted mine in stripes. You don't have to do stripes. In just a second, I'll show you another one I did that was just kind of all over the place. But for this design, I wanted to do the stripes. Okay, and I have already cut out my stencil using my Cricut. And I'm going to peel this off and apply it to the canvas now. So, sorry, I dropped one of my tools in the floor and it was about to become dog food. So anyway, on this, I'm just peeling the backing off of what I'm using as a stencil. When you're making your stencil, you want to use like a 631 or another kind of vinyl that is not permanent. Do not use permanent vinyl. Do not use Oracal 651. It will stick to your paint and it will pull the paint off of your canvas. So you don't want to do that. Almost there. Okay, so I've got my paper backing off. And now I want to line this up on my canvas. I think I want the red to be the top. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. And I mean, this is, you have a little wiggle room here. It's not going, like if I put that down, it's not gonna stick. So you can move it around a little and get your placement right where you want it. Let's see here. Okay, let me hold this up. Yep, I think that is where I'm gonna want it. And now the tricky part, taking your transfer tape off of your stencil and getting your stencil to actually stick to your canvas. There is no trick, there is no gimmick, it is just work. You have to put in the work, you have to go slow. I will say, some things that do kind of help, use contact paper for your transfer tape. Don't use Cricut transfer tape or a stronger grip because it's just going to stick more to your letters and not let your letters stick to the background as much. Avoid those kinds of things. Use contact paper if you can. And another thing, the spray paint that I used on this canvas was a gloss spray paint. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but it helps the stencil stick a little bit better. So I am just going to go ahead and speed this video up because it's going to take a little bit of time to get the transfer off. I'm going to take the transfer off and then I'll be back with you. Okay, I'm going to stop right here and tell you really quick, when you get something completely pulled out from your transfer tape, cut your transfer tape. I've got the give pulled out and you can see the D is sticking to the back of the transfer tape, but I'm going to come back and get that in a minute. I'm going to get this me completely pulled out and then I'm going to cut my transfer tape so that it's out of my way and it's not sticking to any of my other design and I'm not losing anything as I go. Now I don't have to worry about that piece anymore. All right, back to full speed ahead. Okay, time got away from me yesterday and I wasn't able to finish this, so starting back up today. But I want to show you something I've done to make this go a little bit easier. Let's see, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but I have cut each section of transfer tape per line just to make it a little bit easier to weed all of this off. I've already got all of this top section done, so now I'm just going to go line by line and continue weeding. You'll notice I'm using my scraper, and what I'm doing with it is, let's see if you're going to be able to see this. Yeah, I'm holding down the part of the letter that I want to stick with my scraper while I peel the transfer tape off of it, and it makes this process go a lot quicker. So there, oh, I've got the G down, but I stuck this other G to my scraper, so I'm going to have to go back and put that down. But anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to speed it up again because, again, no one wants to watch me sit here and tediously do this. So here we go. So there it is. It is all on there. Again, just go slow, take your time, and get that on there. Once you have it all on there, let me see if you can see this in the camera. You're going to want to take a blow dryer and heat up your vinyl so that it really, really sticks to your canvas. When you're doing this, make sure you are applying straight down, not at an angle, because it could lift up. And I don't know if you saw, but I lost my C down here because it blew up. So a low blow setting, straight down, and heat up all your letters. Okay, all of that's on there. Now we're going to take this back outside and spray paint the white portion over the top. Okay, so I'm about to spray the white top on this. It's a little rainy and cold out today, so I'm not going to open the garage. It might be a little dark in here. But what you want to do is you want to come in, again, from the top. You don't want to come in from an angle or at the side, because then you're going to get up under your letters. But come in from the top, get it a little distance away, and just spray it down. You're going to need a few coats. So there's one. I'm going to let it dry for just a minute. And I misspoke earlier when I was painting the red and blue. You don't want to paint the sides, because then you're just going to have to come back and repaint them white, which is what I'm going to have to do. So here comes my second coat. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for just a little second, then I'm going to come back and do a third coat. Okay, I'm going to get the sides. Now this is, I might mess up here because I have to come in at an angle to get my sides, and it might come up under my letters and bleed. Hopefully not. I'm getting a little closer than I should because I'm trying not to get up under my letters and bleed any. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, not a whole lot, because we need to peel the vinyl off while it is still wet. So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit and then we'll be back. Okay. I'm still doing this in the garage because it's still wet. So yeah, you just want to come in. I've got my weeding tool and just start picking your letters out. Just be careful, get up under them, pick them out one at a time. You're gonna get messy, you're gonna get paint on you. Don't wear anything good. Again, it's a process. Go slow, take your time. I'm gonna come back when I'm all done with this and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so here it is, all finished. I've got the white painted over the top, so now the letters are just the colors I want them to be. You can see that I went in and painted all the sides white again. Maybe you can see, there you go. So I've got the little ombre effect. It starts with the red, goes into the red and blue ombre, and then finishes out with the blue at the bottom. And that's that. It just takes a little time and a little patience, and it should turn out great. I mean, it's a hot mess canvas. You really can't mess it up. I just wanted to show y'all real quick before we go. Here is the other canvas that I said I was going to show you. I just did this one kind of an all over messy. Sorry, I have got some glare coming in from my windows. It's that time of day. But anyway, this one's just a purple and blue. There was no pattern or anything to it. I just spray painted however I wanted it. And then I'm going to put this Choose Joy over that, and I'm going to go back in white over the top, and it's going to turn out just like the other one. All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks.